Do you know what the #1 cause of preventable deaths for adults age 65 and older is? The answer actually may surprise you, and that is exactly why this month, which is National Safety Month, the National Safety Council is putting the spotlight on falls. Becky Turpin with the National Safety Council, along with MobileHelp President Dennis Boyle, are here with some important information for us. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I did say this falls underneath that #1 cause, but how common really are these falls?
Yeah, so CDC surveys show that 1 in 4 older adults will fall each year, and falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for this population. We've seen a 30% increase in these fall-related deaths in just the last 10 years. But falls are not a natural part of aging, and they can be prevented.
So does that also kind of give us some insight as to why this is so common?
Yeah, so our bodies are always changing, but there are certain changes that take place as we get older that can really impact our risk of falls as well as our recovery from a fall. So changes in our vision, our lower leg strength, our balance, those types of things can really make a difference. But there are also things we can adjust.
Yeah,
well,
it's very important to adapt as you're getting older to the to the changes around us.
Well, and just along those lines, I'm so glad that we're having this conversation. We're bringing awareness to the risks. What are some of the things that we can do to prevent them?
Yeah, so there are actually several key areas that we focus on when we talk about prevention, but we really encourage folks to start by having a conversation with their own physician. Their doctor can help provide an assessment that'll show what are the changes that can be made, and they might be very simple, but that will really help somebody live the type of life safely and independently that they'd like to.
And after you leave your doctor and you go home, it's real important to do a safety risk assessment in the home. You want to make sure that if you have slippery areas like the bathroom, that you have some grab bars. You want to make sure that there's plenty of lighting to see any type of tripping hazards that might be around you. You want to remove throw rugs that you might be able, that you might trip on. So there's definitely things you could do at home to mitigate the risks of falling.
And I love that we're having this conversation, things that we can do right away. And with a lot of things going on in our lives in 2018, technology is really kind of helping us with a lot of things that weren't available before. I know you guys have something like that we're telling people about today.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that there are some solutions out there today, such as medication reminders. It's real important that you take medications as prescribed by your doctor at the time it's been prescribed to you. So people have the opportunity to schedule their medicines and receive notifications in order to make sure they're taking medicines on time, because sometimes if you don't take your medicine at the right time, you can get dizzy and potentially fall. But there's also other things that can be done.
Yeah, that's right. Things like having your vision checked annually can identify even small changes that, when caught early, can make sure that you don't increase that fall risk. And the other big area is really in exercise and balance. Keeping our stability relies on our lower leg strength, and practicing balance exercises are really important as we age.
And from a technology standpoint, when you're out and about living your life, you want to make sure you're going to have access to help in the event of an emergency. One of the products that we have is called MobileHelp Smart, and it's a smartwatch. And the adoption of smartphones and now smartwatches in the senior population is actually growing. So it's a watch, of course, so it has the date and it has the time. It has how many steps I've taken today, because I want to track how active I am. It tells me what my heart rate is. But really cool is the fact that if there's a medical emergency, all I have to do is just press a button here. It sends a signal to the central station. They actually call you back on the watch, because it's also a full-fledged phone, and they'll find out if you need, and we'll find out if you need help and medical assistance and dispatch the appropriate help.
Well, we definitely want to make sure people are getting that now before something does happen and they have that available during one of those emergencies. Where can I go online to learn more?
Absolutely. So we encourage everybody to visit our website to learn more tips on how to keep themselves as well as their loved ones safe, which is nsc.org/fall prevention. And to learn more about how technology can play a role, you can visit mobilehelp.com.
Thank you both so much for all this important information.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
We'll be right back.